Hey guys, how y'all doing? I'm here to give you guys a recap on the new episode of Ushio to Tora second season, which is on episode 8. This episode shows the backstory of how two beings came and was the result of one another, okay? You guys, whoever watched the episode will know what I'm talking about. So if anything else, let's get started. Okay, at the beginning of the episode, we have to it that the Hakumen no Mono is pretty much on a rampage and going to kill everything. But apparently, we have to it that one of our characters, who is Inasa Kiryu, we have to it that he finally finds out how the Hakumen no Mono was born and knows what his weakness is. And therefore, he traveled back in time with the yokai who could do that with that kind of power, and is related to Tora himself. Ushio later on was drowning into the dark depths of the sea, and he realizes he gets to see the backstory of a certain person. This person was known as the cursed child due to the fact there was some kind of powerful star landing on somebody, you know? Apparently, he was born, as it was shown later, and later on, everything around him was killed. Later on, he was teased as being called a cursed child and was called a stupid mother, you know. Well, not in a cussing word that I censored my mouth with, but he was pretty much like an outsider. Eventually, he forms all that hatred and anger towards humans and decides to kill them all and became a war hero somehow. Eventually, he became very strong in the end, but only a couple people did not like. Only a couple people liked him, you know, and that's a boy named Rama, and that's his older sister. And we have to it that Sagashama, I think. All I know is he was given a name before then, you know, Sagashama Sama, whatever his name is. Apparently, we have to it that he eventually was loved by a lot of people, though he still denies that. Eventually, there's a giant nation about to attack the country, and he wants to take Rama's older sister and him out of there along with him, you know. But apparently, he dragged the woman across to the army instead, and he protected her, but she still died, even though arrows rained upon her body. Eventually, he became so angry he killed the entire army and says he'll kill every single human, but he realizes the throbbing was in his shoulder as he's been having a lot of hatred and anger towards humans. And that became when Hakumen no Mono is born. He says, thanks to you, I'm now having a physical body. And therefore, the Hakumen no Mono explains how he or she enjoyed the fact of seeing the humans slaughter each other as he or she controls them. But apparently she said that would not be any more fun, you know? And because of that, the creature decides to manifest in a certain person's body, and it chose that person who will later become Tora, you know, which I think I might have spoiled myself. I spoiled you guys with and so forth, you know. And we have to it that Sagashima sees that Rama died in his arms, and Rama explains that everyone wanted to apologize to you for calling you a cursed child because you protected them all, and therefore Sagashima, who would later become Tora, screams in agony. And therefore, we have to it that Hakumen no Mono encourages him to hate me all you want. We'll meet each other at the edge of the eternal time. And therefore, he ends up, after 800 years of traveling, which he will never die, apparently Hakumen no Mono says, we have to it that he's been traveling everywhere and eventually meets the beast spirit, grabs the spear eventually, and becomes Tora. You know, I know I should be saying the name I should say the name possibly later until the end of the episode, my recap. But you know, it's really hard for me to ball up all that in. You know, that kind of thing. It's really hard. It really is. So if anything else, yeah. As we continue on, we have to it that Ushio finally knows that who Tora was. He is actually a beast spear user himself, which I believe it was pretty obvious or hinted at for a long time due to the fact of the other previous beast spear users look exactly just like him. So it could be that Tora might be one of the first few people to go into that form, etc. And we have to it that it was like that. And by that time, we have to it that Ushio is surrounded by the shattered pieces of the beast spear and realizes that the battle is not over yet. And therefore, gets ready to rise up above the surface with the shattered pieces of the beast spear surrounding him and says, the battle is still going on. And therefore, next episode title is called Hope, which could be a little bit obvious of what to expect or what to guess can happen. So, pretty nice episode, a little tragic backstory, which is pretty much related to why everyone turns out to be so negative towards the world and why they hate so many things so much. But seeing how Hakumen no Mono was created by hatred and fear itself, that's pretty interesting. Well, Hakumen no Mono's power is fear, but happened to be created by Tora because he has hatred towards the humans after everything what's been happening. Oh, damn, dude. I never knew that Tora would be the one responsible. But that Hakumen no Mono cursed him and chose him to be the carrier and raise it up without knowing. Pretty crazy, man. So until then, I'll see you guys in my next video or so. I'm Alpha Zero. Have a good day, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out. Bye-bye. Toot-toot-toot.